gonna be an interesting day. I have my big baby today, okay? I remember when I was working in maternity unit as a lactation consultant, there were moms asked me question about babies' changes after they give birth. What are those changes that they need to know, they need to monitor, especially when baby's starting to get older and older and older. Okay, so first we're gonna start with from head to toe, okay? I'm gonna make sure I'm still remembering the things that we've learned in school and the research that I read about the changes of baby's behavior or physical or whatever changes that we can think of baby. First, I want to talk about the head. Okay, the head. Many, I've seen so many babies in our breastfeeding clinic. There are so many babies that I've seen in our breastfeeding clinic. Some have flat head, uneven head. Normally the flatness is here, right? Or if the baby is always sleeping on the side, sometimes it's this side or right side, or sometimes even the part of the forehead. So it truly depends on how the baby is positioned in your womb during this 9 months, 6 months of your pregnancy, because baby moves around, right? Turns around. So sometimes when the baby is born, you can see there's some areas in the head that they're not balanced, flat head, and some moms worries about that. Some moms, they get so worried and they don't know if that one will come back. How long does it take to come back, to be normal, to have normal shape of the head? So this is what I learned in my nursing career and as a lactation consultant. The shape of your baby's head, according to research, okay, that's not from me. According to research, the shape of your baby's head will change. Depends on how you position your baby during sleeping, and depends on how often are you turning your baby when you're feeding, either you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding. Every time this baby is positioned, let's say, you know, do cross cradle hold, and then you do cross cradle hold, then you do football hold, and you do biological hold. This positioning, changing position that you're doing would help to reshape your baby's head. Some doctors don't explain this to you, right? But as a lactation consultant, I studied this based on research. That's what it shows, that every time you change around positioning while the baby is still really, really young, especially during infancy, that you can change around, especially when the baby's sleeping, move around. If tonight the baby's sleeping like this, maybe next time the baby sleeps like this. So change around so that the shape of the baby's head will balance, okay? Now, there's some babies in our breastfeeding clinic, I remember, that I have to refer to a special therapy, physiotherapies, because the head was really uneven, like really not balanced, and it was kind of a big concern. So the doctor, the pediatrician, has to do some assessment and then refer the baby to a physio. Okay, there's some babies that even wear a helmet or kind of a head protector, what do you call it? I forgot the name, that would really help to mold the head of the baby so that it will be back into normal shape. Now, I'll tell you something. I'm 52 now. My head is not, I'm totally aware. I was totally aware that my mom told me that my left side, the back of my head, is not the same as my right. I don't know. My mom told me because I've always been having a long hair, so I never saw my hair short. So but every time I feel my head, this one is really a little bit different from my right. So maybe when I was little, I probably always sleeps on this left. And speaking of that, until now, I love to sleep on my left side. So again, It's probably the way how you were in the womb, how you were positioned there, and then as the child comes out in the world, and you're already like some moms. I've seen this many times, especially in Asia. Moms are using pillows for babies. Okay, in Western country we don't use it up to 2 years old. We don't use pillows in Western country up to 2 years old. That's what we advise. But some moms still use it. The fancy, nice looking, very cute little pillows. I have one, but anyway. So again, we don't advise using pillows for infants because proven in research is it's not helping on how we want the baby to have really good body posture. Okay, so if you have a baby that has really problem the shape of their head, and they're only weeks old, months old, don't be too worried, okay? Unless how severe the problem is, okay? So if you're watching this video and you want to try the positioning that I just demonstrated to you, go ahead, okay? It may help your baby, it may not, it depends. But based on research, when you switch position, when the baby is sleeping, it will help to perform that molding of the head of the baby. Now, another question that some of my patients ask me, does the color of the baby's eyes change after birth? What's the answer, people? Give you 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Yes, okay, yes. For babies, okay, so I've been working here in Western country. There's babies who have blue eyed, brown eyes, green eyed, gray eyes, any color of the eyes. It will change. If this baby right now is born and the baby has maybe blue eye, this eye probably may change in months based on research, okay, not from me. Probably will change to grayish. It depends, okay, it depends. Now, research showed, okay, this is research showed that most of the baby's eyes result from the color of dad's eye, the father's eye. That's what some research shows, okay? And how about the nose? Does the baby's nose change its shape? Okay, most us Asian, we have flat nose, we have or wider nose. That's how we are, okay? Does it change? Based on research, yes. I've seen on my own eyes some babies maybe 20 years ago or 15 years ago that was born, and then when I saw them, their nose looks so fine. Because normally for newborns, they have kind of flattened here. Most newborns, okay, especially for Asian, okay. For Caucasians babies, normally if the dad has really nice long nose, same thing with the mom, then you can see their nose is really like mom or dad. But for Asian, mostly we have this kind of flattened here and kind of wider here, but when the baby gets older, sometimes it changes, yes. Now, when should we, and I'm gonna talk about for female, oh, this is important, this is important, it just come to my brain just like this. The breast size, okay? So if you have a baby right now, this baby will started to grow, baby girl, okay? We're talking about baby girl. This baby start to grow, become 11 years old, because 11 years old is the start of puberty for girls. 13 years old is the start for puberty for boys. Question is, does a girl or woman's or lady's breast change its size up to when? Yes, okay. It depends if the person gains more weight during adolescent stage or adult stage. After the lady or the woman gives birth, yes, it depends if she started to gain weight. And how old should this breast stop growing? It would be up to 36 years old. If you are 37 right now, So research shows that there's no hope anymore that your breast is gonna grow, okay? For most Asian, it's only up to 36, but for Caucasian people and Western people that I've encountered in our breastfeeding clinic, sometimes they complain of how big their breasts are, but they never know how lucky they are compared to Asian who complain that they have too small breast sizes. For feet size, yes, of course, as the baby grows, the feet is starting to grow as well. Same thing with everything, extremity is starting to grow, of course, because the baby is growing. What else should I talk about? Okay, so here's the thing. The shape of the ear. Does it change? If the shape of your ears is just like jug handle ear, meaning it goes like this. There are some people who really have a big ear, like jug handled ear. That will not change. Okay, if that's the shape of your ear, that's truly the shape of your ear. Okay, the same thing with your lips, unless you're gonna go for so there's so many things going on right now on how to make your lips bigger, wider, bulkier, whatever. So it's the ear will never change. If that's the shape of your ear, that is the shape of your ear forever. Okay, forever. What else? Umbilical cord. Yes. Okay. So I've talked this one before that there are some babies who have big bulging umbilical cord after they give birth, after mom gave birth, and then when the baby turns 1 or 2 years old, they still can see a little bulging in that umbilical cord. Sometimes it shrinks a little bit when they get older, but I've seen some adults who still have bulging, what do you call this, umbilical cord, umbilical or umbilical button, still bulging, because probably it was the problem when the doctor cut the cord. Okay, so again, those are the baby changes that I want to discuss today. I think it's important that you know what are the important changes. Sometimes you may be surprised that your baby's photo, when the baby pictures, I don't know how to talk anymore. The baby pictures after maybe 16 or 20 years, you look it back and said, was that me? Was that me without hair? Was that so? Again, the hair will grow after maybe a few weeks after you give birth, because this baby gonna lose some of the hair because again of the hormone changes from the mother. So sometimes the baby become bulging, bulb, after maybe months or a few weeks, but it will grow back. Okay, again, oh, and the hair color, yes, it does change. Sometimes it does change. So it depends. Again, what culture are you from Middle East, from whatever culture you are? Sometimes it does change. So bye for now. More videos to come. I hope you learned this video, something interesting that I can share. Thank you for watching. Please share this video, continue to subscribe and like this video. Bye for now.